Hi, my name is Carley Richmond. Today I'm going to be talking about resume building. So first off, according to JobVite 2017 Recruiting Funnel Benchmarking Report, only 1 in 6 candidates who applied for a job are actually going to be asked to interview. So the question is, how do you keep yourself out of those 5 out of 6 people that don't ever get called back for an interview? The answer to that is definitely appropriate resume building. So I've actually had 5 major internships from different chemical companies and refineries in the area, from 3 really large companies, and so I've actually had a good amount of experience, and the reason for that is because of active resume building and actually having that experience. It was able to help me get those different opportunities. All right. So first, I want to talk through, building some, different fundamentals of resume building and, different things that you should do to make sure that it's appropriate. So it actually lets employers see, different accomplishments that you have. So it lays out different information for them to see, how you could apply to their jobs as well. As stated by Rockport Institute, resume writing is equivalent to marketing. So it actually is essentially advertising yourself. You're doing your best to tell them, this is why you should hire me. So make sure that your resume actually fits the job that you're applying. You need to make sure that it actually is relevant to what you're trying to get across to the employer. Also, try and show any different values that you've added to the different companies that you've been able to work for. And just ensure that there's proper preparation for what major ideas that you're trying to get across through this process. So next I'm going to talk about the importance of, different relevant material as well. So ensure your abilities are concise and selected, as stated by U of I Urbana-Champaign's site for resume building. This allows you to come across as a relevant, applicant for the job that you're searching to get. Eliminate any type of extra information that you see on there. Sometimes with resumes, less can actually be more in that situation, because if it's applying to what you're actually trying to get across to the employer, they're going to see it more closely and concisely as well. Also, be sure to highlight important abilities that you think the employer would be interested in that you're applying for their job. If you're applying for a marketing job, and you've had an internship at a marketing company, be sure to have that at the top of your experience for that company. As well, if you're a really good student, don't be afraid to, put your GPA on there and bold it. This is really your time to shine and your time to get across the point to your employers that this is why they should pick you over anyone else. So don't be shy about what you're picking. Now that we've talked about, different relevance and purpose of the resume, we're going to talk a little bit more about formatting. So as you can see, I actually have my resume up here as kind of a little bit of an example. So proper formatting is really essential whenever you're looking at a resume. If what you're saying isn't clear and concise, the employer is going to put you into the bad pile of resumes, and you're never going to see that interview, and you're going to fall into that 5 out of 6 category. As stated on uptowork.com, a typical recruiter makes their decision after 6 seconds of looking at your resume. So you really don't have a lot of time to get into their mind. So if the formatting's bad, they're just going to toss you aside. So like I said, my resume is actually displayed here. And I have a couple of specific examples of things to look out whenever, outlining your resume. So as you can see, I have major lines that are separating the different areas. This does a good way of, separating it out for the employers to be able to see, okay, this is the experience, this is what they did for education, and then this is their different honors. So that's really helpful for them to break it down like that and be able to see that. Also, kind of like a visual, it's only 1 page. So no matter how much experience you have, you should be able to fit it down to 1 page, and that's really what most employers are typically going to be looking for. Also, be sure that your contact information is easily accessible. As you can see on mine, it might be kind of hard to see on the projector, but my name is at the top, it has my phone number and my email, and so if they want to call me in for an interview, there's no question of any number of ways to get in contact with me. So, in summation, resume building is definitely very important. It can be the difference between you and the person next to you, and just really being able to stand out and get that dream job that you potentially could have in the future. If you can get your foot in the door with the resume, that's a really good step towards getting that interview. So although resume building is definitely a very complicated art of putting together all these different informations into the resume, it's really worth that effort in the future, and it can really help you to achieve a dream job in the future. All right, thank you.